Okay, so now we'll talk about JavaScript object. Now the JavaScript object is a data type that we use to store various key collection or more complex data type. And we create this object using object literal. So let's create an object. I will use const keyword to create an object. You can use var or let. There is no restriction to create an object, but the const is a recommended keyword for creating an object. So I will give the name variable as a student. Okay, and then we'll use object literal to create an object. This is simple opening and closing curly braces. This will create an empty object inside computer memory that will refer by student variable. We can just console log student variable. Okay, so we got an empty object onto the console, and now we'll add some value to that object. Now this object will contains the value in the form of key value pair, also called as a property and value, which is similar to hash table or hash map. So let's add a key as a name. Now this is a string, and we don't have to write in a double quote. JavaScript internally converts into a string, and then we have colon that will separate key and value. And let's have value. Now we can add a value of any type. We can have string, numbers, arrays, or even we can nest another objects. So here we'll just write a string, a name as a John. Okay, so we got an object that contains one key and value. Let's add more keys or values inside the object. Let's have age of a student 20, and then we'll have marks that will contains an array. Let's have random number, and lastly we'll add another object that will contains an address. Again, we use object literal to create an object. Let's have one key inside this object, which is a pin code. Okay, so this is a simple object, and now we can access the value with the help of the key. Now there are two approaches to get the values or the keys. To first of all, we can use dot operator. So we'll write the object name that we want to get the key or value, and then we'll press dot. Here you can see that we have all these keys that we can access from the object. So if I write name, and now we got John as an return value. Okay, and so if I write address, we got an object. Okay, so again it's an object. So again we can access the pin code from that object. We just have to use dot operator again, and now if I access the pin code, we got pin code value. It's called chaining of keys. Okay, and another approach is using the square bracket. So if I write the object name, and then we'll have square bracket. Now inside the square bracket we pass a string that contains a key. Okay, so if I write age, we got 20 as an output. And there is a bit advantages of using square bracket to get the keys or the values from the object is that we can have a key that is dynamic. That means it can be in a variable. So if I create an variable, let's call as a property, and we have value as a name. Okay, and now instead of this key giving a string directly inside the square bracket, we can write a variable name. Now we got John as an output. We can't do that without a dot with the dot operator. So if I write dot operator and property, we got undefined value. And with the dot with the square bracket, what we can do now, here we passes a string literal. So instead of this, we can have a key that is stored inside the variable, and we can use that variable value inside this object. So instead of the name, if I write property, now this will not affect anything. So if I just print student object, we got property and value as a John, but we want name as a key. So we can do just wrap this property variable using the square bracket. Now we got name, that is the value of this property variable, as a key. Okay, so this is how easy for in a JavaScript object we can accessing the values or the keys. Okay, and also we can easily update the values using dot operator and the square bracket. We just have to use assignment operator, and from the on the left side we'll write the key that we want to update. So we'll write student. Let's update the age to another value. Let's do 40, and below that we just access the age from the student object. So if I run this program, we got 40 value. We can also update with a square bracket. So let's change a name to something else. So I will use the variable name, and let's change it to Alice. Okay. And here we just get access the name property or name key. Okay, so we got Alice as a value. And similarly, like when we uh, update the values, if you just want to insert a new key and a value in an existing object, we can do that. We just have to write the object name, then we'll use dot operator, or you can also use square bracket, and the key that is not present inside the object. Let's add another key. Let's have a gender of a student, and then we'll write pass a string as using assignment operator, and let's assign a male. Okay, and if I just print student dot gender, we got male as an output. Or we can say that if I just print student object, you can see that we have an object that contains a gender key and a value. So we insert a new key value in a existing object. Okay, and similarly we can just delete one key from existing object. We just have to use delete keyword or the delete operator from a JavaScript keywords list. Okay, and then we'll use object name, and we have a key that we want to delete. So let's delete age. Now here, if I try to access the age variable or key from the student object, we got undefined value. And if I just print student object, now inside this student object we don't have age key and value. Okay, and now similarly we can also have methods inside this object. So what is a method is nothing but the function that is written inside the object. So let's have simple function or the method inside the object. Let's call as a greet, that will just greet or just will print hello message to the screen. So we have function keyword to create a function. Now these functions again must be in a key value pair, and we don't require to give a name to the function, and we have simple function syntax. And inside this we just console log hello world. Okay, so now how we can access this function, we just write the object name, which is student, and then we have function or the key name, which is greet. Now we have to invoke this function, so we have to use the parenthesis. Okay, now if I run this program, we got hello world as an output. Now inside this function or the method, what we can do, we can update this value of this existing keys, or we can also access these keys inside the function. So let's access the name of the user and the age. So we'll write hello, my name is, and then we have name. Now here we have to use this keyword to access the key from the object. This is a keyword that will refer to the current object, and then we'll use dot operator, and we'll use name. Name is an variable, so we'll write this dot name. Okay, so now if I run this program, we got hello, my name is John as an output. And we can also access another keys. So let's access the hello, and my age is this dot age. Okay, so we got age is 20. And we can also update the values of these keys, existing keys. So let's update something. So I will just rename this function to set values. Let's set age to something else. So again we can pass the parameters. So let's have age as an parameter. Now we have to change it to this dot age to age. Okay, and now here we'll write set age to 20, not 20, it's 40. Okay, and here before that I will just log student age, so we can show that we updated the values. And below that again we access this same value. So you can see here we got 20 and 40 as an output. And now this is about the JavaScript method. Okay, so now this is about the JavaScript object methods. Okay, so now this is all about object methods, but here JavaScript object. Okay, so this is all about object methods, but JavaScript also support setter and getter method similar to like Java. We can use set and get methods to create to set or get the values. So like we have get keyword and we'll write the name of the function. We don't have to write in a key value pair for that. So it is just like it works like a special methods. So if I write a name, get full name like that, and we just return this dot name like that, and now here onto the console log we just print um, student dot full name. So again we don't have to uh, invoke this like a function. Now if I run this program, we got John as an output. Now this is the special method, so we don't require parentheses to invoke this function. And similarly we can set the values, so we have to use set keyword and we'll set age. So let's call as set age, and now this set method only take one parameter, so we'll write age, and now we have this dot age equal to age. And how we can update the values, so we'll write a student object and we'll write set age, and then we use assignment operator and we'll change it to 45. Okay, and below that we just get access, we just print age value, so we got 45. Okay, so this is all about JavaScript object. If you have any query, comment down below and like this video and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.